This is the History of New Zealand podcast on the Eat to My Own Beat podcast network. Welcome back to the History of Portugal podcast. This is episode 143. The definitive conquest of Alentejo, 1217 to 1238. Alcácer de Sal was the main Muslim naval base on the western coast of the peninsula and the main threat to Lisbon ever since Almohad reconquest in 1191. The initiative to conquer the city came from the Bishop of Lisbon, D. Sorio Vigas, who called for the crusade throughout the kingdom, invested his own financial resources in it, and obtained collaboration of both the Bishop of Évora and the Abbot of Alcobaça. The military orders and Flemish, Saxon, Frisian crusaders whose fleet had arrived in Lisbon on the way to Palestine. The bulk of the army was made up of the infantry from the town militias, but would include around 300 knights, as well as Templar squadrons, led by Master Dom Pedro Alvates, Knights of Santiago, led by Martin Pais Barrego, and Hospitallers, led by Prior Dom Gonçalves de Cervera. Christian host and fleet departed from Lisbon to Alcácer de Sal in the last days of June 1217. Alcácer de Sal was surrounded and attacked using mines, battering rams, trebuchets, and siege towers. As the Christian forces approached, the Cade of Alcácer du Sal defeated an Almohad relief. As the Christian forces approached, the Quad of Alcácer de Sal, Admiral Ibn Vazer requested military aid from the Muslim garrisons in the region, and the morning of September 11th, the Portuguese defeated an Almohad relief army from Jaén, Córdoba, Seville, and Badajoz. At the Battle of Ribeira de Stilmos, while the Crusaders remained behind the blockade, Alcácer and the Guard, their ships, already very weakened by that point, the defenders of Alcácer de Sal surrendered in mid-October and were allowed to leave with their lives. In 1219, the Knights of Santiago took Santiago de Casam in the same year. King Alfonso II signed a truce with the Muslims. In the spring of 1226, King Sancho II sieged Albas at the same time as Leonese attacked Badajoz. The Archbishop of Braga and the Royal Ensign Martim Annis commanded the royal host. The surrounding fields were pillaged and the city was captured, the king risking his life in the action. When the Portuguese saw that the Leonese failed to conquer and the powerful city of Badajoz and autumn was approaching, however, Alves was razed and abandoned. In the second campaign that King Sancho II undertook in Alentejo, he took Elvas and Joromena in 1229 or 1230. In 1232, the Hospitallers captured the villages of Mora, which surrendered after a brief attack, and then Serpa. That same year, the Hospitallers founded Crato and Castelo de Vide, whose territory the king had donated to the order. It is possible that Beja was captured this year. In 1234, the Knights of Santiago captured Aljustral. The conquest of Inner Alentejo followed with the capture of Aroneches, Mertola, and Alfajar de Pena being taken in 1238. This same year, Portuguese forces would proceed south along the Guadiana into the modern-day district of the Algarve and attack both Alquitum and Ayamonte. Thank you for listening to the History of New Zealand podcast. We're found on YouTube and anywhere else you could find your normal podcasts. Please like, comment, and subscribe, or find us at www.eattomyownbeat.com.